I want to talk about this topic here. It finally came out, and of course I've been knowing this for quite some time. I just needed the masses to go ahead and get it out so I can talk about it. So, article reads, White America's wealth hit a record during the pandemic, while Black and Hispanic Americans' wealth declined. And so it goes on and says, wealth held by white households rose to $98.6 trillion in the third quarter of 2020. That amounts to 84.6% of the total and the greatest share in 3 years. And we all know that white wealth, all goes up and up and up. And then it continues on. By contrast, the portion of overall wealth held by Black Americans fell 3.8%, down from 4.4% 2 years earlier, while the Hispanic Americans dropped to 2.1%. So let's talk about this. This is important. I stated this over and over again. You have to understand how the money system works. All this emotional stuff that Black people have, this love-hate fetish for white folks, it's not generating you anything. It's not. But sometimes when a guy like me speaks about stuff like this, you get called names. You get called out, and people will actually be mad at you, all because you state the truth. Now white America is literally telling you this is what's happening. Like I said before, the reason why Black people are always behind the eight ball when it comes to this society is three things. Not understanding the money system, relying on the government, and not understanding culture. All three of those things will keep you 210 years behind white economy and wealth. It is no different. And the reason why white folks have shot up $98.6 trillion and or 84.6% is because the e-commerce and the stocks in retail online businesses. That's why. And also, which always equals to all these things, is having your own business. All you got to do is look around in your local towns. If you see a white boy driving an F-150 and he got a ladder behind there, or he got a trailer hitch and a tow hitch and a trailer behind it, especially if he has a lawnmower and weed eater and a blower, he's making money. That's real. There's nothing fake about it. It's real. You have to start your own business. You have to learn the internet. Stop giving shit away for free like you do when you do those silly dances on TikTok and white folks come back and they steal it from you and they doing other things with it. Get out of these 9-to-5 jobs. Get out of these penny on the dollar, by the hour jobs. You see, Trump was right when he said that black folks are working. And the media was right that people don't want to go back to work. But yet and still white people are making $98.6 trillion because they starting their own businesses. And yes, black unemployment is up too. You know why? Because black folks are filling these positions. And now here we are with this pandemic, where majority of these jobs, they're going to make you take the vaccine. Now what are you going to do? You love your job, you're going to take the vaccine. You want to go to those indoctrinated colleges, you're going to take the vaccine. Go back to any type of school, whether it's elementary, high school, college, or any trade, you're going to take that vaccine. It's just that simple. So, like you said, Donald Trump was right. Blacks are working more than ever. Because, like I said, with this virus going, jobs are being taken away, and people are not going back to work. But yet and still, this country is making trillions and trillions of dollars in the hands of the Caucasian folks. And then some people will say, what about the Asians? The Asians have always had their own. And also, I want you to understand this too. A lot of the Asians actually classify themselves as white Americans. That benefits white folks in general. Like I said, 60% of white folks, there's 60% of white people in America. Black folks around 13 to 16%. Hispanics, they're right around 12%. So you have to look at all these aspects and why these things are happening. See, we as black folks, we're too busy talking about protesting and marching, but we're not talking about anything about building wealth. We're not talking about stocks and bonds. We're not talking about online businesses. We're too busy worrying about who's right and who's wrong in the White House, who we emotionally don't like. But yet and still, you black folks still generate this kind of money to support those who you claim that don't like you. This is the problem, man. So, yes, those numbers are real. Those numbers are real. The e-commerce, stocks and bonds, retail online. You know what I call that? I call that recession proof in this society. And I'm going to give you an example. If you actually look around in your local communities, not only you see those white boys driving those F-150s or those commercial trucks with a tow hitch and a trailer behind it. A lot of these white folks who are into stocks and bonds are buying up these property. And then they're hiring private contractors to come in. And these guys are getting money under the table. Whether they bring in Hispanics or whether they bring in a good friend that they know. These cats are getting under the table money. And then that gives them time to build their brand. Not only that they got that under the table money, you know what we call it? We call that FU money. When you making that kind of money, that FU money. And then you can work on your online business with less effort. You see, every little thing happens. Every little thing counts. And that's why I say the things I say when it comes to black folks. It's not that I'm trying to be mean. I just think that black folks really need to understand what they're dealing with. Start doing research. Start doing some reading. Start doing some investigating and where we are in this country. We're literally on the verge of collapse. So all you brothers and sisters out there who love your job, instead of building wealth on your own, sooner or later you will have to take that vaccine to keep that job. But yet still white folks generating $98.6 trillion. That's why. Because they're building their own businesses. They're starting their own brands. They're hustling in their F-150s. They're hustling in their commercial vans. literally turning it into a tool shop, networking with other people, being handyman, investing in the market, doing online retail. All these things I'm talking about, this is real. And yes, the Hispanics are pretty low too, because a lot of the Hispanic women work very, very low wage jobs, like working at McDonald's or at a hotel. So they're caught in the mist too. And a lot of your Hispanics are illegal, but they still here working. Even though their numbers are low, but they still here working. Those folks, those white folks that's got all kinds of money, they're hiring these Hispanics. They're not hiring the blacks. They got these Hispanics in these white communities doing their lawn care, doing work inside of these homes, while the black man and the black woman are working at these jobs with their scrubs on, or working at an assembly line, or driving Amazon trucks, working 50, 60 hours, working you to death. And then every time you turn around, you're getting threatened with the vaccine just to keep your job or to go to school. So guys, I just wanted to talk about this. I felt like it was important because the numbers are real. All you cats out there protesting and marching and getting mad at white folks are still generating money. Black folks, we need to steer our minds to something productive and positive, because I'm going to tell you something. When this society collapses, you're going to be in the first in line to collapse with it if you don't make that change now.